Welcome to Quiet Horror. Tonight's story is called The Yearbook. I used to live in Korea, and there was one high school urban legend that always creeped me out. It involved the school yearbook and the one empty spot they left at the very end on the last page. Officially, the school said that it was reserved for transfer students who might join too late and miss the picture day. But no one believed that. Everyone knew that the last spot was actually for something much more creepy. The thing is, if a student died during the school year, their photo would be placed there before the books were printed. It wasn't something teachers talked about openly, but everyone student knew. The empty space at the end wasn't waiting for a transfer student. It was waiting for someone who wouldn't get to graduate with everyone else. But I never thought much about it. It was just one of those strange traditions that existed for a long time. Anyway, during my final year of high school, I joined the student council. Most of the work was boring. We helped organize events, planned graduation activities, and occasionally stayed late to handle paperwork that nobody else wanted to do. And as graduation approached, we worked closely with the yearbook committee. Everyone obviously wanted their picture to look perfect. One Friday afternoon, a few weeks before graduation, I stayed late to help organize some documents in the student council room. The building was unusually quiet. Most students and even the teachers had gone home already. I mean, it was Friday after all. I was sorting through some papers when I heard a cart rolling down the hallway. A few moments later, one of the office staff pushed a couple of large boxes into the room. "Yearbooks are finally here," she said. I looked up. "Already?" "They arrived this morning," she smiled. "Usually the teachers get to open them first, but..." She winked at me. "You're the only one here, so I guess you get to have the first look. Lucky you." After she left, I stared at the boxes for a while. I knew I probably wasn't supposed to open them, but I did it anyway. Inside were stacks of freshly printed yearbooks. The smell of new paper filled the room, and I pulled one out and sat down at a nearby desk. For a moment, I just looked at the cover. It felt strange to realize that I was finally graduating. The yearbooks were here, and that made everything feel real. I opened a book and started flipping through the pages. The first section showed school events from earlier this year: sports days, festivals, class trips. Every page was filled with familiar faces. People I had known for years. My friends, my classmates, and my teachers. Soon, I reached the student portraits. Rows and rows of faces arranged in alphabetical order for each class. Everyone was exactly where they were supposed to be. So I started looking for myself. I wanted to see how my picture had turned out. I knew roughly where it should be, so I flipped to my class and scanned the page. But I didn't find myself. I assumed I'd missed it, so I looked again. I checked every photo carefully, but still nothing. That was strange. Did they make a mistake? We checked it so many times, so it seemed impossible to make such a silly mistake. But then there were over 400 students in the final year. I figured my picture must have ended up in the wrong class or something. So for the next few minutes, I flipped back and forth between pages. I was getting really annoyed. I kept searching, class after class, page after page. By then, the entire school must have been empty except for me. The only sound that filled the place was the turning of paper. At some point, I realized I had reached the end of the portrait section, and my photo still hadn't appeared. I sat back in the chair feeling confused. This didn't make any sense at all. I knew my picture had been taken, and all the photos were organized and used in the yearbook by a computer program. The yearbook committee checked to make sure all the pictures were included in the book. There was no reason for my photo to be missing. I opened the book again and started from the beginning. This time, I went through every page slowly. I checked every class, every group photo, everything. But my picture wasn't anywhere. By then, the sunlight outside had started to fade. The office felt darker. I continued turning pages, one after another, and eventually, I reached the final page. The last page of the yearbook. The page everyone knew about. The spot that was supposed to be empty. But at the bottom of that page was a single photograph. For a moment, I just stared at it. The photograph showed a student in a school uniform, sitting straight, looking directly at the camera. It was me. It was my photo. The name printed beneath it confirmed it. My photo wasn't missing at all. It was where the school always placed students who died before graduation. What do you think happened? If this story stayed with you, there's more waiting. Subscribe to Quiet Horror.